Montebello Talks. Hey guys, my name is Jenny, and I'm going to be the host of Montebello Talks. And this is my special guest.
I'm Terry from the Daily Brew.
I'm also here. My name is Sal, and let's get it started.
Let's get it started.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready for this, I guess.
You're ready for this? Okay, so Terry is the owner of the Daily Brew Coffee Bar. That's the whole name.
Yes.
I always pass by every morning. So if you look down out the window at like 8:45, you'll see an orange car just booking it down the street.
That's the person you were telling me about, Terry, to watch for. That there's always a random car there.
But I always stop at this line that says, now selling tamales. And I'm always like,
Oh, the best tamales in Montebello.
Are they really?
They're really good. I've had like 2 or 3 in one
They're
city.
Really good.
Maybe 4 in one day.
Like chile verde, chile rojo.
Yeah. Terry, do you make them?
No, I don't.
Okay. He's being honest. All right.
Honesty's a policy. So the Daily Brew is located on the corner of Montebello Boulevard and Cleveland, just in case you guys didn't know. Terry, I know that you host multiple events a week that are open to the community, a.k.a. to the people of Montebello. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, since I purchased the business, I've always tried to make it a community thing, and it's always a way to give back, is opening the doors and trying to create different functions here. So it's been really a great experience.
And you know what? I've actually come to several of those. The open mic, by far, is my favorite one. If you really come here, you can really see the talent, the people in Montebello. We have really good artists.
Really good artists.
Really, we have comedians.
Yes.
We have a little bit of poetry. And then, although Terry pretty much laughs at every joke that the comedian throws out there, but yeah, you know, we have a lot of really talented people, and yeah, it's.
Well, we have to let everybody know that it's a good thing. It's inspired me to learn how to write.
Yeah.
And learn how to share things of my youth. So it's been a healing process.
And I think you've made such a big impact on the community, too. We have people that they look forward to coming here and sharing their poetry. I know you sing, too.
You sing, Terry?
Yes, I do. I love to.
You love to sing?
Yes.
Maybe he could give us a little taste of that?
A little demo.
Oh, we're putting him on the spot.
Not yet? Okay, no, we're not there yet. Okay. So every first and third Wednesday of the month, you guys would have an open mic.
Yes, and we will have one this coming Wednesday. It'll be the first Wednesday of the month. Sign-ups start at 7:30, and it starts around 8 o'clock, and I hope to see you guys out here at the Daily Brew.
And I must say, it's always packed.
Is it really?
It's a lot of fun.
It's always packed.
If you haven't been here for one,
you
should come for this one.
This Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
I will be here.
Maybe we could have Jenny perform too, Terry?
Yes, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Only if you rap for us, Terry.
You're a rapper, Terry?
I would rap for you, but not on the air.
That does not count. We need you to rap right now.
I heard you're an underground rap artist. Is that true, Terry?
When I was a kid, I just used to play with music. And you know what? Since I've been doing all these events, it's bringing back the love of music to me, which I forgot about. You know, I played the guitar from 11 to 14, and then life changes, and, you make different decisions, and you move on in life. So, and I recently, about 3 months ago, started picking it up and playing again.
It reminded you?
Starting to remember of things that I did when I was 11.
And there's also the Art Fest that you're big contributor to. I know there's local artists come here and they share their paintings and artwork, and I know you're a big part of that. I mean,
the art walk has been a beautiful thing too. Although I'm not, in my way, I guess, being an artist would be music or photography. But I have the biggest appreciation for anybody that can hold a brush and turn something beautiful. out of nothing, and I just wish I had that talent to do.
Yeah, not everybody can do that.
And I think, also with the Art Fest and with the Art Walk, you've engaged the community. You've given that power back to the community. It's something they look forward to. There's a lot of life in the little strip, like right in front of of the Daily Brew.
It's amazing.
It happens. When does it happen? Is it?
It's always normally the third Saturday of the month. I think this month, September, will be in the park over here in Montebello.
Oh, it's going to be at the park.
Yeah, they have one big one every year.
Oh.
And I'll be there. I'll show up and see what's happening,
and I think that's amazing.
I might perform something.
Yes.
Can you give us a little sample?
Oh, Johnny on the spot here.
We just wanted to say, we're like...
I just feel that we need to share your talent with the whole...
they need to know, Terry,
I think
what you're all about.
If you show up at the park, you'll see what I mean.
There. He's teasing us.
The Art Fest, I think that's really something that it just brings everybody from Montebello into one little spot, and you get to see, like, hey, this person's from here, and...
I love that. Like, I really, a lot of what I like to promote Montebello. There's so much talent in Montebello, it just amazes me. And, even like the street fair that they were doing, I really love to try to focus on bringing Montebello first before anybody else.
The street fair, that's the one that when they close down the street? Is
Yes,
that the one?
yes.
I was wondering, is there going to be more of those?
They are going to be more.
That's amazing.
Terry, do you know how people can find out more information about that, or where can we, find out the future dates?
That's right, Angry Horse, right?
Yeah.
And I would contact Angry Horse and ask them when's going to be the next one. I think it's going to come up in the next month or so. I know they're already in talks of doing another one.
That's awesome.
I would love to see them doing that every month.
Yeah.
It brings the community together.
Thing?
Yes.
That would be...
opening up a street to the community, it's amazing. Bring back some life to Whittier Boulevard.
Yeah.
I think we do need that. Everybody gets so caught up in just in life, and you just forget, like, you're just in a routine, and this takes you away from that routine.
Yes,
the Art Fest, if they were to close down the street, that
would be amazing.
Awesome.
It would be amazing, and have artists out there doing live art. It would be amazing.
So if you're an artist and you want to draw in front of people,
there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
And that's the beauty, I think, of Terry, that he just empowers so many people through all the events that he does. And even, I know a lot of I believe all of those, when they were planning that event, a lot of the planning took place here at the Daily Brew, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not just about, yourself, but you've been empowering a lot of small businesses, a lot of the community, and, it's
if it's to build something in the community and bringing the community together, I'm going to be there 150%. Not 100%, but 150%. That's what makes a community great.
That's why we love Terry.
It's true. And you do see it, all those people, you created that. Like, you
I'm
see
a
it.
very small part of it.
I'm pretty sure.
Humble. He's humble. Like
he's
humble
being
Terry.
humble. But
I don't like to say no. I like, to try to help. And, it's been a beautiful thing. Watching people grow, watching people get better at what they do. It's really been a blessing for me. I hope as I get older and I do start writing this, life-challenging book that I want to do and talk about, my past and the growths that I've made in life and then also the people around me and seeing what they do. I mean, it's amazing to me.
And too, you've told me a lot. Like, you're a great storyteller.
He's
so great.
Yeah, you really are. He engages you, and then you're just like, you just want to keep listening.
Like it's just
You
provide a lot of advice and guidance, and but man, you got to hear some of the stories that Terry's lived a very interesting life.
It has been. I wouldn't change nothing in it. I think it's made me who I am today.
All those life experience. Let's see here. What are your next steps after I know there's going to be a couple of changes to the Daily Brew.
Yes, there are going to be a few changes. I had a fall 4 weeks or so ago and found out I'm going to have a couple of surgeries. And it's a little hard to, focus on, what's going to happen with the shop if and when I go ahead and go through this. But they've already got my surgery, at least one of them in November. So I decided that I would put the shop up for sale. And I had someone who did want to buy it, who also wants to keep it a coffee shop. Don't know what the name will be or if they're going to keep it at the Daily Brew. I'm not sure. But in the future, I've already got plans in my head. I've had a couple of friends who wanted to do a Korean barbecue, so we'll see.
Korean barbecue in Montebello.
I think it would be awesome.
Oh, my gosh, Terry. You just, lit up my world. My Montebello world.
And see, I was a cook first.
Oh,
I love to cook.
Another thing about Terry is he's had a million jobs. He's done everything, so,
I don't know about a million jobs, but, growing up in the South, growing up on a farm, you learn to do many things. And I'd say the first job I really had with somebody besides working in a grocery store and bagging groceries was a place that when I moved to Texas, I went to work in a little tool rental place. And I went to school a long time ago for mechanic. But growing up on a farm, you learn to fix stuff. And I was really good at fixing small engines. And so the guy hired me. Little did he know I knew a lot about cars, too. And it did eventually come down to where he would pay me to fix some stuff. But, I didn't want to really work on cars. It was more of a hobby for me back in the day.
I was about to say I'm having some car problems. Maybe you can give me some help.
My car's making a weird sound.
It's making a weird sound.
Well, I could probably get in there and ride with you and tell you what's wrong.
Let's talk a little bit more of the Daily Brew. What made you open the Daily Brew Montebello?
I've done a few things in life, trying to learn how to make businesses grow. The one business that I've owned myself for a very long time is Terry's Easy Chair. It's a non-emergency medical transport. So I've been giving back that way where I help the handicapped. And, little by little, I was told years ago I was crazy for starting it. But, I think 28 years later, I'm still there. And it's been, my main source of business. Learning how to, give back. You find out that so many of these people need somebody to care about them, and I had lost a really close client of mine that I had been transporting for more than 15 years, and that was the hardest thing for me because, after that many years, it's not a client, it's family.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we used to bring her to my house for the holidays because she had no family there with her. But, yeah, it's all about trying to give back. I only hope when I get to be that age and if I'm in a wheelchair or something that there's still people out there that can give kindness.
Terry's he's a good guy, you see.
And you feel
Thank
it.
you.
It feels genuine. Yeah, it doesn't feel like, it feels real. Like
I've been doing it too long, and
Your
I love
vibes.
it. And it don't make no difference if you're the first time I ever met you, doing that kind of work. I just try to do the best job that I can for anybody. And, the care I give, even the lady I was talking about, is no different than if it was somebody new. They just need somebody to do a little extra. And that's me.
that is you. The first time I met you, you treated me like I've known you for a long time. Yeah, you just started talking to me, and it's it just comes out naturally. It's not forced or anything, and you can really tell you care about people.
I'm kind of jealous. I didn't get that treatment.
I
but
got that treatment.
I'm just a little jealous on that. You didn't treat me like that, Terry, but it's okay.
No, I love to talk, and I could probably keep you guys here all night, but I wouldn't want to do that.
We'll be here if you rap.
Oh, boy.
We just want to
I would like to say that, it's the Daily Brew is kind of it's
feels homey.
yeah, and it's Montebello. A lot of people identify Montebello with the Daily Brew. It's just part of the culture. what you've done here, all the artists that you've invited, how you've opened your doors to so many people, that, we're going to miss you. We're going to miss the Daily Brew.
I'll still be around.
But you'll still be around, yeah.
And hopefully, I'm hoping that the new coffee shop will want to embrace the poetry, and if they don't, we'll find another place in Montebello to continue it, because I truly have a love for it.
Although I'm going to boycott it.
Like
Just kidding.
Korean barbecue / poetry.
Oh, I'll have a stage in there.
Terry's going to come back with a vengeance and get that Korean barbecue thing going.
Yeah, and just beyond the main drag, Montebello's got some beautiful history, and I hope to continue to be a part of it as I grow old.
I hope so too. You will. You will be.
We need to get those surgeries. We need to get you healthy.
We need to get you healthy. We're going to fix you. Make you brand new.
I can't wait till it's over with.
Make you brand new.
That's it. I have 2 bionic legs now.
Oh, man.
What, let's go back to starting the Daily Brew. What made you come up with the name?
Well, we discussed this a lot, and there were so many names that was there, and I know the lady before it was the Daily Brew Cafe House, and I knew that I didn't want it to stay the same name. I wanted something different, something that would pop. And there was just something about the Daily Brew Coffee Bar. First time I passed by here, when I seen the Daily Brew, I thought it was a beer joint.
Beer.
It was a beer. I thought to myself, I wonder what kind of beer they're brewing in here. But it really was my first thought. Even before I ever thought about buying it, I probably had passed this place a few times. And every time I passed, I'd see the sign, the Daily Brew. And I would always think, I wonder what kind of beer they got. Since I've been here, you'd be amazed at how many people has walked in this building and asked me what I have on tap. I'm not kidding.
Maybe I was one of them.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, that was me. Do you have Pilsners?
Okay. Well, what were the other names you were thinking of, Terry?
What other names?
Gosh, I can't remember.
Your first name, like the.
Well, they tried to do something with Terry, and I'm like, well, I really don't want to use my name. And they kept throwing up all kinds of stuff. But it was like a group of us that sat down, and then we all put in names. And I wasn't the one that put the Daily Brew Coffee Bar. But when I heard it, I said, that's it. I said, it made me think about the bar thing, because I had thought about it while I was driving, and it just made sense.
It stays. Or you could open up another one that's actually just
beer. Yes, I could do that too.
I'll be your number one customer for that too.
Okay.
Terry, you can invite us to when you want to start that barbecue place, and maybe we can help you out with the names.
We'll do samples.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe what we'll do is before we open, we'll come up with some ideas and bring a bunch of the youth together and maybe turn it into a contest.
Ooh.
I like
whoever gets the best name.
Unlimited barbecue?
Maybe they'll get barbecue for a year.
I am going to start brainstorming right now. What other events have you had in this shop?
I probably think the most memorable event that we did here is I have a friend by the name of Miguel Lugo.
Shout out.
Who has, I want to make sure I say this right. I don't know if it's, I got to think about this a minute because I don't want to say it wrong. But anyways, Miguel is handicapped, and he has been since he was a kid. I mean, initially he walked like every other kid, and then as things progressed, it gets a little harder for him to walk. But he took that his disability and turned it into comedy, and he's a really good comic. I think they call him Machaco in Spanish. And if you guys know who Ralph Figueroa is and a few of the other ones out there, they did an event here with him on a comedy night, but then we wanted to be able to give back. UCP Wills. What is their foundation for? Do you guys know?
I don't.
United Cerebral Palsy. Okay. Yeah, so we did a fundraiser on behalf of Miguel here to raise money, and I think we raised about $5,000
Oh, wow.
on that event. But I think that's the most memorable one for me because I would do anything for anybody who's handicapped, you know.
We just got to put Terry like in the Hall of Fame of Montebello.
Should we take a picture right now?
Oh my God.
We should just put him in the Hall of Fame and induct him in
Should we
there.
start a petition? How does that work?
Oh my God.
How do we start
You
this?
see, that's just the type of guy he is, and just helping out, supporting, giving back, singing, rapping.
Rapping.
There's a little bit of
Singing.
Terry in everything. Yeah.
You know, and you know it's sad. Some of the things that I do see with Montebello, something I've seen that hurts me in my heart is the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I would love to see Montebello try to fix it. I know some surrounding cities have put in, something in place to where they're trying to get the people off of drugs, get them off of the streets, and training them for jobs. I know Pasadena had a few people that I know that I seen it on the news where they had taken them off the streets and they got a 9-to-5 job and they've been clean and off of drugs. And
Well, Terry, maybe you could start that with your Korean barbecue. Start them off. No, I'm serious. They could be like, like a dishwasher or like.
I would
them
most
off,
definitely. I would give anybody a chance.
But that would be
If
a
they
good
prove
start.
themselves, then I wouldn't say no.
That's important.
And,
If they prove themselves too.
I've seen that too. I pretty much live here at the Daily Brew. I'm always here. But I've seen that, we've seen some, homeless people outside, and you do provide aid to them. They come for, a cup of water. Terry will give it to them. If they want to charge their phones, they can charge their phones outside. So I know you see that, and I know
Everybody's welcome here.
Yeah, and I know you've mentioned that in the last few years you've seen kind of get worse.
It's gotten a lot worse.
Yeah.
And, when you see somebody trying to do drugs, and that's something that, I get to know each one of them before I even want them to hang out a little bit. I want to know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they're going to charge their phone. I understand that need to have communication no matter if you're homeless. And just been able to charge your phone, much less been able to pay for that phone, but maybe a family member gave it to them. Maybe they're the ones paying for it. I don't know. But that's something that hurts me, I find myself now when I see somebody asking for money, I would rather buy them food.
Yeah.
I guess we all have different experiences, and two that hit me harder than any was one day I seen a lady with 4 kids and saying that she needed money to take care of the kids. And, I handed $20 to her. I seen her 2 weeks later in South Pasadena about to get into a Mercedes-Benz. And I was like, oh, my God. It really shocked me. But here who is and who isn't. And this was the first time I'd ever seen that. And it really hurt me that I tried to help somebody and they took advantage of it. So after that, I find myself where I would rather buy food for somebody or water or juices or whatever they want. And I have seen in the past where I've offered that and they walk away.
That happens too.
Yeah. I just hope everybody tries to open their heart when it needs to be.
I think you've done a good job with that, Terry. I think you've, like we said, you provide a lot of assistance to everyone, and yeah, we're gonna miss that here, but it's up to the new owner to come in here and
I hope
support
he
it, yeah.
exceeds, what I've done.
Yeah.
I think it would be a beautiful thing to continue these things here in Montebello.
It is your shop is a big part of Montebello. Hopefully they could keep it going somehow, like in their own way, but still keep it a little bit of Terry in here.
Hopefully they invite the community in like I do. It's something needed. We used to normally have guitar lessons here that Bill Molinari pays for. He'll buy the guitars for the kids, and I think at the end of it, they're able to buy it for a very, very low price. I don't know if it's like $20 or $30 for the guitar and case, and the lessons are all free. You know, I like seeing stuff like that in the city where somebody's always trying to give back somewhere. You know, I just gave a place for them to do it, and I enjoyed it. And maybe that's part of the reason that made me want to get back in music, you know. It's just...
You know what's pretty cool, too? It's like people would come in here and play the guitar and play the piano. Like, you'll walk here randomly, and somebody will be playing the piano. And then...
And it's so peaceful.
Yeah, it's so peaceful. Like... And, you know, sometimes they'll be playing the guitar. Or if not, Terry will be singing outside with the guitar.
Know.
You never know what you're going to get when you walk into the Daily Brew.
Do you know when it's your last day?
The 15th is supposed to be my last day here.
Are you planning to have any kind of commemoration?
Not really. I wasn't planning on it, you know, for myself, you know. And it's been really hard to pick who you want to tell this to because my heart breaks. And I don't want to cry here right now, so...
Oh, Terry.
You know, I mean, it's been a beautiful thing.
How would you want Montebello to remember the shop?
Wow, that's a toughie. I think I would just, you know, as a place that's a safe haven, a place where you can go with your friends and you can have a good time.
And I think that's what it is. I think Terry and his staff have made the Daily Brew. They've made this what it is. And, you know, me personally, I've been here sometimes just to de-stress.
He just hangs out here. He's like,
yeah,
kick him out, Terry.
and you know, and it's, I think that's a lot of people here. You know, I come here sometimes just to talk to Wilson, you know, or just to talk to Terry. And I can personally say, for example, poetry night. You know, there's been times where I'm really down. And, you know, I'm not the only one that says this. You know, I'm really down. I come here, I hear these people speak and these inspiring words, and I leave motivated. It recharges your batteries.
It really does. It lifts me up. And, you know, I'd like to say there's one truly special Montebello High School girl. And I won't say her name, but...
Shout out to the Oilers.
Oh, my God. Absolutely the most beautiful voice I've ever heard in my life. You know, Montebello has some crazy talent, and my hat goes off to their music teacher, Mrs. I don't want to say the name if I pronounce it wrong. But she's amazing. Oh, my God.
You know what? I think I've heard that that girl sing, the high school student. She's really good. She's going to be something big one day.
Like beautiful voice, like
an
angel.
Like you don't know. I mean, every time she sings, it just inspires me to want to do more.
Really? Be here on
she's
Wednesday.
even had me go up and sing Elvis with her.
You guys just
Can we do like? Come on, Terry.
You have to hear Terry's voice.
Since my baby left me. That's it.
Ah, what a tease! That was good though.
Terry has a really good voice.
We just got a little tease of it.
He gets a little shy sometimes, but...
Well, I did perform live on Wednesday night at Rick's in Alhambra.
What you sing?
I did Peter, Paul, and Mary, Blowing in the Wind. And I taught myself how to play it on the guitar.
A man of many talents.
Self-taught.
Yes. Well, you know, it's starting to come back. When I was young, I taught myself how to play.
Aren't you close to maybe releasing like a mixtape?
You know, truly, if I thought about the music that I would have did when I was young, I was in the gospel. I used to do a lot of choir singing, and I always said I would do a gospel tape. And maybe in my retirement, I'll come up with something. We'll see.
Terry, actually, we had our first meeting here about this podcast. Sal was like, meet me at the Daily Brew. And I was like, okay. And we sat next to the window, and he told me, I want to create a podcast for Montebello. And I want this podcast to bring the community together.
Absolutely.
And I think Terry is like a perfect example of what this is all about. Everything that he's done, you know, everything that he will continue to do. And it's just the perfect person to have, you know, for this, to start us off with this.
Wow.
So I'm
really, really grateful. that you would pick me to be the first one for this.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be, Terry, of course.
That sounds so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the look in your eyes. You were just like,
Yeah, that was
like you meant it from the bottom of your heart.
That was some real stuff, Terry.
That was real.
That was from the heart.
You guys hug it out.
No, Terry's great.
I know Montebello's got a lot coming for its future, and I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. And as I, step away here, I'll go through my recovery and be looking forward to what the new year brings. So don't look at this as me going away, because I'll still be here. And, it's just the beginning.
New beginnings for Terry.
New beginning.
Getting
New path.
surgery, becoming someone new.
Losing some more weight.
There you go.
And I'll be ready to play some racquetball.
Yeah. And Terry's
So who wants to play racquetball after that?
Oh, man. I heard he's a great golfer, too, by the way.
I love golf.
Golfer, really?
Oh, I love it. I don't do it as much because I suffer from arthritis really, really bad. And before, I'd play golf and I would hurt for 2 or 3 days like I took a beating. I don't know how to explain it, but, you really felt like somebody ran over you. You hurt in places that you haven't hurt. But that's a sport I'm willing to sacrifice the pain because of my love for it.
So that's where we'll find you at the golf course?
Yeah, I do marshal up there some, and, I love going there and clearing my head. I think it's the greatest place on earth to take your mind off of everything that bothers you. I went out there probably a week or so ago, and although I couldn't play very much because of my knee, and I just wanted to be out there long enough to clear my head. It's a lot of thoughts of everything you need to do for here. The people that I want to tell the most, and, I really, truly care about everybody that walks in this room, into my store, and, I get a big kick, in the past of all the nurses that's went into this to study. Because my question to them, are you doing this because you love it? Are you doing this because of the money? And my advice to anybody, do what you love to do. Don't do something because of the money, because if you love it, money will follow it.
I thought you were crying, Christine.
And you know what? To kind of leave it on a happy note, for first, I think Terry's announcing that he's going to open up a Korean barbecue. We're going to put that pressure on him.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to do it.
And
now.
that's exciting. There's nothing like that in Montebello. So
I look forward to that.
I know, Jenny, you're going to, you're going to tell everyone. Everybody's going to go there. And Terry, we're going to be expecting a Korean barbecue.
Terry, you better make this happen.
I'm
I will knock on your door.
I hope so.
Hey, where's that Korean barbecue?
My door is always open.
After today, I'm going to be spreading these rumors.
We're starting this.
You know what? I'm already giving the name, Terry's Korean Barbecue.
Terry's Korean Barbecue opening in 2000 question mark.
18.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
2018?
Oh, yeah. No, 2019.
2019.
It's hard to believe
Stamp
this
it.
year is already almost gone.
Oh, my
God,
gosh.
Wow. And I still can't believe it's already been over 5 years that I've been here.
How have you seen Montebello change since then?
I've seen ups and downs, but I do see that they're trying to do more on the boulevard, and I think it's a big improvement. I would like to see them to continue to build that. Let this be the happening place in Montebello.
I would love to see a Korean barbecue in that strip.
With that being said, what message do you have for Montebello to wrap this up?
I would tell everybody to truly embrace your city and do everything you can to make it grow, and just share the love with your neighbors.
You just love Terry.
Dude, right?
Don't you just how can you not love Terry?
I just want to hug him now.
Yeah.
You feel like, aw.
Yeah. We're just going to go give Terry a big hug. And
Big ol' hug, Terry.
Terry said he wants to drink a beer, but...
Put him on blast. Thank you so much for being our first guest.
No, you're very welcome. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Terry. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you, how much we love you, and how much we're going to miss you. You're Montebello.
Thank you.
That's what you are. You're Montebello, and we're gonna miss you. But I know you're gonna.
You're still
going
to be around.
Yeah.
We'll still see you.
You know this is my second business in Montebello.
Oh.
You see?
I had a business before in Montebello.
No worries.
Well,
We'll just
third
hit the
one
bowling
is
alley.
coming up. Really?
Yeah, I ran the kitchen there. It was called Evilia's Restaurant.
Look at Terry.
That sounds familiar.
Like I say, I know a lot about food, and it's just that I didn't want to renew my lease with AMF.
Every time I talk to Terry, I find something new.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. Every time, like, this guy's the million stories,
so
million
interesting.
jobs. Like,
Oh, I bet I made
Million-
the best nacho supreme you'd ever eat in your life.
what? Terry, really?
Yes,
I
made my
could've
own
asked you for-
tortilla
Prove
chips.
it. No.
I could have asked you for nachos like a long time ago.
Yes, you could have.
Yeah.
He's just been giving you coffee.
Holding out, Terry. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
and on the weekends we would do cocido and menudo.
That's some good stuff.
Oh my God! Used to make there's like this gigantic pot. I don't know how many gallons, maybe 30 gallons of menudo
Ooh,
on Sunday.
Terry's getting me hungry now.
And I'm telling you, by lunchtime it's all gone. Every drop.
Korean barbecue / menudo Sunday. Hey.
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 Man, so there, you heard it first.
You heard it first from Montebello Talks.
And thank you, Montebello Talks, very much for inviting me and for being your first one.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sal.